Okay, who's next? Yeah, please. Excuse me, sit down. You weren't called. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Go ahead. No, you don't. You haven't been called. Go back to Univision. Go ahead.
You cannot deport 11 million.
Go ahead.
You cannot deport 11 million people. You cannot build a 1900 wall. You cannot deny citizenship to children in this
Sit down, please. You weren't called.
I'm a reporter and don't touch me, sir. Don't touch me.
Probablemente estás preguntando cómo se encontró Jorge Ramos en esa situación. Bueno, todo comenzó en la primavera de 1958.
They say that Mexico is like a beautiful woman who speaks first to the heart.
Jorge Ramos nació el 16 de marzo de 1957 en una familia católico-romana. Se graduó de la Universidad Iberoamericana en la Ciudad de México.
Ramos comenzó su carrera en el periodismo en el show principal del Grupo Televisa en la Ciudad de México. Cuando tenía 24 años, renunció a ese trabajo cuando una historia que él produjo que criticaba el gobierno de México fue censurada.
Ramos ganó popularidad cuando comenzó a tener entrevistas con líderes prominentes y reportar en
Ramos pensó que ha de defender su nación porque su nación hizo mucho por él.
Tenemos que reconocer la influencia de Ramos porque él nunca ponía flojo cuando defendiendo los mexicanos.
Nunca puso de acuerdo con alguien que quería dañar a los mexicanos a través de políticas de inmigración.
But if you, as you're saying, you always had the legal authority to stop deportations, then why did you deport 2 million people?
Jorge, we're not going to.
For 6 years you
No,
did it. You
listen,
destroyed
Jorge,
many families.
Jorge,
They call you deporter in chief.
you called me deporter in chief.
It
I
was
did
Janet
not.
Murguia from La Raza.
But let me say this, Jorge.
But you could have stopped
No,
deportation.
no.
That's
That
the whole idea.
is not true. Listen, here's the fact of the matter.
You could have stopped them.
Jorge, here's the fact of the matter.
Let me ask you about immigration. Newt Gingrich called you anti-immigrant. This morning he told me that you have shown no humanity for the people that are here, meaning undocumented immigrants. And he called your self-deportation plan for undocumented immigrants a fantasy. Now, how are you going to convince millions of undocumented immigrants to go back to poverty and violence?
Ramos realizó muchas entrevistas con grupos odios como el KKK y otros varios grupos supremacistas blancos. Ramos piensa que es más vale que haga preguntas difíciles que dejarlo solo.
Ramos ha ganado 8 Emmy Awards y la Premio de María Moore Cabot para excelencia en journalismo.
Es necesario que nosotros damos cuenta que Jorge Ramos es un héroe para inmigrantes de todo el mundo.
What I would say is that as journalists, you have to take a stand. I think the best journalism happens when you take a stand. And when it comes to racism, discrimination, corruption, public lies, dictatorships of human rights, as journalists, we are not only required, but we are forced to take a stand.
Think Mr. Trump will give you an interview now?
He didn't want to give me an interview before, but right after the interview, he said, we'll talk. So let's see if he keeps his promise. I'm not sure.
Jorge Ramos, thanks for your time this morning.
Thanks, George.